We welcome you into a very, very rainy Heim Aquarion Oceanside field here as we get ready for our final contest of the day. Gemenon comes to town to take on Aquarion. Hello everybody, I am Nate Lisco. If you've been with us all day, I thank you for that. You see Tiago trying to get the home fans into it a little bit here. Good crowd, even though it is a bit rainy. For what should be an entertaining way to end the week, as Gemenon coming in off a 4-goal explosion over Canceron last week. Aquarion picked up the win at home last week as well. There you see Tim Howard, keeper for Gemenon. Here's the starting lineup for Aquarion. Again, Tiago and Neymar, the two big names up front. Definite goal-scoring punch here for the Whalers. You see the rest of their formation. Gemenon coming into this one, like I said, 4 goals last week. They had scored just one the week before, so they really figured it out. Miroslav Klose put a bunch on net last week. And you see their formation as well for 1-2-1-2. As we get ready to go here on Aquarium, Gemenon will start with the ball. They are in the yellow jerseys. They will be moving right to left across your screen. Aquarion in the blue with yellow sleeves. They will be moving left to right across your screen. Will the home Whalers. Home has been good to Aquarion thus far this year. They won their first match here. See what they can do here this week. Affalay on the far side loses it out of play, but will maintain the throw. He's going to throw it in for Neymar. It has been quite the week here. Week number 3 of the Colonial Football League. A lot of upsets. Sagittarian falling to Canceron, being the biggest of them thus far. Here's Lucas dribbling in, looking for an early goal here for Aquarion. He's all the way through, has the shot, and 3 minutes into this contest, Lucas has given Aquarion the lead. Boy, that is not how Gemenon wanted to start this one at all. As it's just a simple dribble play, a sliding challenge doesn't succeed, and that frees Lucas all the way as he puts it past the diving Tim Howard and into the top of the net. So an early goal here for Aquarion. Gemenon will have to play from behind early. Do not forget that Gemenon also surrendered an early goal to Canceron last week before coming back and putting 4 in the back of the net. So not over yet. Like I said, just 3 minutes played here. As Went will dribble it down. He's going to find Affalay on the far side. Affalay, beautiful little ball back for Went. Went needs one more cross though. He's going to dribble it in, and I believe he wins the corner kick. Nope, goal kick. Thought that might have been deflected away. Official saw it differently. But that is quite the statement and quite the way to get your home fans into a match. Just come out and put one in the back of the net 3 minutes into the contest. Here's Olsen, or Routledge rather, excuse me, coming forward for Gemenon. He gives it off to Carlos Martinez. Olsen, the defender, trying to take it away. Nice sliding challenge by Olsen, will succeed at doing just that. Martinez in for Routledge. He's going to leave it now for Van Ginkel. Up to Fagner. Fagner trying to dribble it back towards the middle of the pitch. He's picked up by Affalay for Aquarion, and it's going to be taken away by the Whalers. Here comes Giardino. Up forward now for Affalay. Gives it to Went. Went dribbling in. Wants to bring it all the way. Now he's going to pull it back out. Thought he was going to take it all the way to the end line. Instead, he pulls it out and gives it to Neymar. Neymar for Affalay in the middle. Affalay, beautiful little ball for Tiago. Maybe should have hit it. Instead, he's going to give it to Olsen. Olsen dribbling in on net. Has to pull it back out. Now tries to split the defense. Goes down in the box, and I believe we're going to have a penalty here. Olsen draws the penalty. There you see it. He tries to split the defense, and I don't know if he just slipped or what happened, but he draws the penalty. Neymar will take it. Neymar is 0 for 1 on penalties this year. He missed in week 1. He does not miss here. 2-0 Aquarion. Well, it may have been a questionable call, but the penalty itself was not questionable at all, as Neymar just freezes Tim Howard and puts it in the back of the net. Didn't do anything fancy this time. If you remember in week 1, he did that little stutter step. This time, just step up and drill it, and he puts it in the back. So a deep hole gemenon finds themselves in, not even 10 minutes into this contest. As Tiago wins it for Aquarion, he will try to move it forward. Here's Giardino now, back for Tiago. That all started, though, with a great individual effort by Olsen. Took it all the way down to the end line, dribbled it up to the 6th. Had to turn it back out, but tried to make something happen and got a penalty for his troubles. As Neymar has it in the middle of the pitch now for Aquarion. Dominating possession are Aquarion as well. Not really letting gemenon get any touches on the ball. Here's Affale, nice little ball through to him. Picked up by 2 yellow jerseys. He's going to try to clear it in, but instead sends it over the top of the crossbar. So Howard will put it back into play. Lucas bringing it forward now for Aquarion. He's guarded by Van Ginkel. A little bit of a rough challenge there by Van Ginkel, but Lucas gave it off to Olsen, who promptly loses it to Carlos Martinez. Nice play by the gemenon defenseman. Here's Wayne Routledge now. Up forward for Pizzi. That's going to be cleared off the line by the keeper. Neymar with it now for Aquarion. Neymar with one in on the penalty. Aquarion leads it 2-0 here, 13th minute. 2 very early goals by the Whalers. As that is attempted to be cleared off the line. Not great, though. Routledge got the first foot on it, but the Aquarion defense holds pretty solid. As here's Routledge going to try again. He gets it turned this time. Dribbled it off his own player, but he will maintain possession. Trying to send Pizzi here down near the end line. Nice defensive play by Bacchetti for Aquarion to clear it out. As Bacchetti will lose it, or excuse me, Pizzi will lose it over the end line for a throw-in to Aquarion. Chance to get it out of the defensive third. The greatest pass in the world is going to be taken away, but once again, the Aquarion defense thwarts the Gemini's attack. Here's Olsen now. Gives it up to Tiago. Tiago up to Wendt. Giving it back to Tiago, trying to get a run going here for Aquarion. Tried to send Affale through to the corner. Van Ginkel did a good job of getting back and playing defense for gemenon. Matuidi will just send a diving clearance back up the pitch. Does manage to find Danny Welbeck, though. As Welbeck trying to get around his defender. Can't do it. Good job by Olsen to step up and make the play. He will give it to Tiago for the Whalers, who quickly loses it. Now Danny Welbeck going to try to make a run again. Chips it forward for Routledge. Routledge is onside as he will make a drive towards the penalty area. Sliding challenge by Zusi is good enough for Aquarion as they will take possession back. They'll play it all the way back to the keeper, who clears it up but not out as Martinez drove it back in for gemenon. Once again, Olsen comes up and makes the defensive play to take it away for Aquarion. He's going to take this one all the way down the pitch here, Will Olsen. It's worked over by Carlos Martinez and will win the foul. A little bit of a jersey tug there by Martinez. And you see, just not even a little bit, just yanks on his shoulder. So free kick coming here. Olsen stands over. He's got a 2-man wall in front of him. Instead, he's going to drive it towards the 6. Somebody got a head on it. I think it was Zusi, and it will go out for a corner kick. Lucas will take it. Drives it to the back of the box. Neymar is there waiting. Carlos Martinez marked him very well and headed it back out. And Martinez wins it away from Neymar as well. Here comes a run from Carlos Martinez. Maybe a chance for a counterattack here for gemenon. Has to pull it back out. He will turn, now run it back towards the middle of the pitch. Attempts to sail one in. Got deflected down. But Routledge will possess for gemenon. Here's Welbeck. Chipping forward for Pizzi, who's onside and on net. Pizzi tries to make a couple dribbles. The defense got back, and it will be smothered by the keeper. Ball chipped in. Tiago will take it at the midfield stripe, trying to Affale out wide. Affale got a foot on it, but couldn't control it. He loses it out over the touchline. Here is Danny Welbeck trying to move it forward. He gives it to Pizzi. Pizzi will leave it here on the near side for Carlos Martinez. Back to Pizzi in the middle. Gemenon trying to move it forward. They will instead switch the field. Fogner has it go over his shoulder. That's a terrible clearance. Might have slipped a little bit as he hit it. And we are playing in very rainy conditions here. Aquarion, not exactly known for its sunny beaches. This is a very, very wet planet. And both home games have been played under the rain. I think will be a common theme throughout the Aquarion home games this year. As that's going to be set off for... It was attempted for Welbeck, but Chetty got on the end of it for Aquarion. But he will lose possession right back. Here's Miroslav Klose. Have not called his name yet today, and it's the 25th minute, finally getting his first touch of the contest. Here's Carlos Martinez bringing it back in. Welbeck here on the near side. He's being worked over by Bacchetti. Nice little move by Welbeck, but Bacchetti was better. Played the man and wound up getting at least the mini clearance out of it. He will let his defense get back and regroup. Welbeck throws it in for Martinez. Martinez dribbles around to the corner. Centers one with the left, but the cross was not good enough as Duches out to pick it up. That is going to be off of, I believe, a gemenon head. It was. So Carlos Martinez, excuse me, will be thrown into Bacchetti. He's going to put a big boot on it, looking for Thiago forward. Matuidi got the head on it to keep it away for gemenon. We've kind of fallen into a long ball game here. Neither team, or both teams, just trying to bomb it upfield to their front. Here's throwing for Routledge. He's going to give it back to Fogner. Padoan now moving forward. Here's a ball through to Routledge. Nice little run. Routledge tries to turn it back towards the penalty area, and Wendt just takes it off his feet. Beautiful challenge there by Wendt. Thiago sends Neymar along the far side now for Aquarion. Neymar going to cut it back. Working on a couple of defenders. He's got Lucas in the middle of the pitch. Lucas gives it to Giardino. Now to Olsen. Olsen is onside. Has the shot. Deflected. Not out. Thiago with the head will hit it wide. Boy, Thiago was queuing that one up. He saw it off the hands of Tim Howard, but just couldn't quite angle it back on net. There you see another look from inside the net. Howard punched it up, and Thiago just not quite able to put it close. '30th minute, Aquarion leads it by 2 over Gemenon, as Howard's goal kick is taken short. Up to Fogner. Van Ginkel giving it to Routledge. They'll pass it back to the line on Cahill. Attempted to be chipped forward. Couple of Aquarion players got a head on it. Cahill will still possess at midfield. He eventually gives it off to Routledge. Routledge down now near side for Carlos Martinez. Olsen steps over to take that one off of his feet. And Welbeck receives the header forward though for Gemenon. Trying to send Klose a little too far forward for Klose to track it down. Keeper off his line picks it up. It's going to be headed on by Aquarion. Padoan goes and tracks it down for the Twins of Gemenon. Down to Carlos Martinez here on the near side. Chip forward for Welbeck. Welbeck will head it back to Pizzi, who gives it back, and trying to find that crack where they can make a run through. Lucas takes it off of Welbeck's feet for Aquarion. And Thiago back to Lucas in the middle. Up now to Affalay. Here is Neymar. Trying to send one through to Affalay. Actually got the defender to overrun what he thought was going to be the run, but Affalay not able to beat the second defender. And Gemenon will take possession back. Here's Klose. Has a run up on the far side. He's going to send Fogner on that run. Fogner's going to get there first. Took a touch to settle it. Maybe he should have hit it right away. He's going to turn, shoot, and send it wide. Fogner is a defenseman. Plays on the back line. Not known for his shooting prowess. Came back to hurt Gemenon there. They had a chance for a goal. Instead it stands Aquarion 2, Gemenon 0. Here's Bacchetti for the Whalers. Gives it up to Olsen. Pizzi will just knock it out for the clearance. Here is Bocchetti trying to move forward with it. It was all the way to the middle of the pitch just to lose it to Van Ginkel and Gemenon. That was not a great pass forward for Klose, though. Wentz able to put a foot on that pretty easily. It's Affalay giving it back to Went. He's going to leave it for Neymar. Nice little triangle passing here by Aquarion. Better defense as Padoan takes it off of the feet of Affalay. Aquarion still with possession, though. Here's Thiago, at least attempted to beat Thiago. Never quite got to him. Van Ginkel stuffed it out. Van Ginkel wants to move forward now. Trying to get Gemenon back into this one. He gives for Klose. Klose had to be careful. There was a run that was offside there. Klose kept it himself and wound up losing possession. Unfortunate little break there for Gemenon. Klose really needed that pass. Here's Giardino, who stays onside. And it's through the defense. Giardino's going to dribble all the way into the penalty area. And a nice sliding challenge just at the back end of that. Managed to get it out over the end line for a corner kick. Ball's going to be curved towards the 6. Head gets on it. Nice defensive stop there by Tim Howard. Great save. And it will clear for now, but right back in come Aquarion. Not content with 2. They are hungry for a 3rd. As that's just going to be a big boot upfield. Welbeck going to try to get ahead on it. He flicked it forward, but unfortunately didn't really have a run behind him, and the Aquarion back line will hold possession. Here's Zusi. Still 2-0, Aquarion. 3rd minute goal off of the head on a beautiful centering pass, and then Neymar in the 9th minute put in a penalty kick off of a great individual effort. Olsen to earn the penalty in the box. As that will be turned over near midfield, Padoan picks it up for Gemenon. He will pass it back to Matuidi. Now forward for Danny Welbeck. Nice sliding challenge. Wayne Routledge possesses that midfield for Gemenon. He's going to give it up to Padoan. Remember, this is a Gemenon squad that scored 4 goals last week, but only scored 1 the week before that, so maybe a little schizophrenic on the offense. Here's Pizzi, who's going to be flagged offsides. But Gemenon desperately hoping that that 4-goal offense shows up in the second half. It's what happened against Canceron. They desperately need that to happen here, as we are approaching halftime, 44th minute. So, minute or so plus stoppage time left to play here in half number 1. There's Thiago. Gives it down to Olsen. He will lose possession, but Bocchetti will pick him up on the other side for Aquarion. Sliding challenge won by Gemenon. Here's Welbeck trying to make another march forward here. Maybe the last march forward of the half. He gives it up to Routledge. Attempted to get it through to Klose. Got deflected before it got there, and Affalay picks it up. 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on here. It's a chip forward. Klose, flag is up. Didn't really quite see that one, but Klose is close, but is probably a step offside. Official on that side of the field, so he got the best look at it. So we are in stoppage time here in half number 1. Aquarion nursing a 2-goal lead. Neymar chips it for Giardino, who's through the defense. Maybe going to make it 3 before the half. Giardino has the shot and just sends it wide. Boy, he was in. Tried to get a little fancy and curve it around that far post. Just put a little too much on it. And you see the other angle of that shot. Just sends it wide. Man, Aquarion dominating the offensive side of this game. 7 shots for the Whalers, just 1 for the Twins. As Fagner sends forward for Padoan, now for Routledge. Official checks his watch. Here's Affalay. Up to Thiago. For Olsen, I think Aquarion content to just wait for the ref to blow the whistle for halftime here. Not really advancing on one of these passes, but Chetty wants to take a couple dribbles forward, but he will just give it back to Lucas. Lucas for Thiago. Back down to Bocchetti here on the near side. Official content to let them play through this offensive possession, it looks like. Here's Thiago dribbling into the box now. all the way into the penalty area for Tiago. Turns. Going to take it back to the middle, and Cahill takes it off his feet. And that should just about do it. Ball forward for Routledge. And there is the halftime whistle. 2-0 Aquarion. Lucas with the head, Neymar with the penalty shot. That is where we stand. Gemenon, once again, coming out sluggish in the first half. That's sort of been the theme for the first couple weeks for them. Let's take a look at the goals. There is the goal by Lucas, dribbled through. Apologies, said with the head. He hit that with his right. And there's Neymar off the penalty. Having flashbacks to a previous game for who scored what. That's a great save off the head. And here is one more look at the goal. Dribbles through the defense all the way to the top of the area and just punishes Tim Howard with a great shot to the top corner. Let's take a look at the numbers. 2 goals for Aquarion on 7 shots, 4 of them on net. They have been dominating the possession game pretty well also. Yeah, Gemenon, it is not a good score sheet for them. No goals, just the 1 shot. It is not on target. 46% possession and 2 fouls. Couple of offsides penalties as well. So that's going to do it here for half number 1. We're going to take a quick break and be back with half number 2 right after this. Ready for the second half, the final second half here of match day number 3. Aquarion and Gemenon. Aquarion leads it 2-0. The Whalers in the blue jerseys with yellow sleeves are now moving right to left across your screen. The Twins of Gemenon in the gold jerseys with red shorts, they will be moving left to right across your screen, trying to dig themselves out of a 2-goal hole. Here's Padoan dribbling it in towards the penalty area, trying to get it across now. Instead, he's going to try to dribble it to the center himself, and that was a bad idea as it was taken off his feet by a great sliding challenge by Lucas of Aquarion. Here is Affley. Gives it up forward now for Tiago. Van Ginkel trying to run him off the ball. Tiago dribbles past. Good recovery, though, by Van Ginkel. Had a little help as well. Will eventually knock it out for what should be an Aquarion throw. It is. Into Affley. Affley leaves it back for Zusi. Nice little move around Routledge. He'll have to drop back for Lucas. Now ball forward for Giardino. Giardino loses it to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel stepping up his defensive play here in half number 2. This is Pizzi forward for Routledge. Again, nice little triangle passing by Gemenon. Welbeck up forward for Pizzi. Chetty the defender on him. Pizzi trying to make it to the corner now. Instead he'll pull it back out, dribble it back towards the corner of the penalty area. Chetty stuck with him the whole way and got a nice clearance out of it. Ball is forward now for Neymar, trying to find Affley. Fogner steps up and takes it away. He will pass it forward now for Van Ginkel, who gives it to Routledge. Fogner here on the near side, up for Klose. Have not called his name a ton today. Gemenon need to get him back more involved in the offense. Klose around went. It's sticking a little bit tougher than I think Klose. Klose looked like he was past him on that one move. One stuck with him though. Pass now for Routledge. Routledge loses it to Barzagli. And Barzagli looks like he wants to run with it. Everyone wants to get on the offense here for Aquarion today. He will in fact lose it to Routledge though. Wayne Routledge. Forward now for Danny Welbeck. Here's Van Ginkel. Chip to the middle. Official said play on for something. I think we're going to get a free kick coming here for Gemenon. We are. Cahill stands over it. Probably 25-30 yards out. Nice ball with the head off the post and off the keeper. Danny Welbeck scores one of the more unorthodox goals you'll ever see. But Gemenon is back within 1. That ball hit the post. Duchesne tried to grab it, and it wound up in the back of the box. Looks like we had a little glitch with our replay system, but we will take a look at that one later on. As Gemenon back within 1, the second half scoring for this team both weeks. Now here in week 3 as well. Affley trying to take it all the way down to the corner. He's worked over by Fogner. Fogner takes it off his feet for Gemenon. Aquarion's defense needs to tighten up here. They do not want to let Gemenon get any more momentum going forward here. That's going to be played up for Pizzi. Has Welbeck. So Danny Welbeck with a great goal has brought his squad back within one. Olsen trying to dribble through. He will lose it to Cahill. Matuidi sends the ball forward, attempted to get to Closo, went. Came all the way up from the defensive line to come grab that. Here's a ball through now for Gilardino. He will hit the deck and it will be taken away. Here's Van Ginkel. Down to Padoan. Here's a chip forward for Closa. Barzagli trying to catch up and does. Affalay. He's going to try to chip his own forward for Neymar. Too many yellow jerseys in the area for that one to be successful. As Closa heads it back now to Fagner. Gives it up to Routledge. Down to Padoan. Olsen tries to bring it up for Aquarion. Looked like he tried to get it passed through to Neymar. Got deflected before it got there. Carlos Martinez picks it up for Aquarion. Or excuse me, for Gemenon. Martinez being worked over by Olsen. He'll give it back to Pizzi. To Van Ginkel. Lost possession on the back line. Barzagli will come away with it. Pass forward now for Gilardino. Now Neymar trying to chip forward for Affalay. Keeper's going to come all the way off top of the box. Dangerously close to the top of the box in the handball call. But just managed to keep that back foot in. And crisis averted momentarily at least. Lucas trying to chip forward now for Olsen. That one a little less successful. Ball sent out and over the touchline for a throw. Substitution coming in. Giuseppe Mascara will check in for Olsen. Olsen has run about a mile here today. So some fresh legs in Mascara coming in. Here's Lucas dribbling it in forward now for Aquarion. Carlos Martinez sticks a foot in to knock it away. 62nd minute, 2-1. Whalers still lead it here in Chaim Aquarion. Whalers trying to go a perfect 2-for-2 at home here in this young season. Again, it's only the week, and we've had some very, very exciting football action here in the Colonial Football League. Glad that you are tuning in and joining us. It will only get better as we progress through the 11 weeks of this season. Howard boots it back downfield after he comes off to grab it. Here is Thiago trying to make a move around his defender. He's going to give it up for Neymar. Neymar trying to work through the back line. He will lose possession. Fagner looking to chip. He has Danny Welbeck. Welbeck works through a couple of defenders. Welbeck needs to give it to somebody. Zusi will take it off his feet for Aquarion. Line drive in. I think that was going to be intended for Welbeck. Aquarion got the head to it first, as Wendt will leave it for Affalay. Here is Wendt coming forward. Will win the throw. Moving into the attacking third. He's going to keep going with the attack. Threw it to the furthest man forward, who was Affalay. That might have been a little greedy, as Gemenon manages to get the head on it and take it away. Can't fault Aquarion for winning another one here, though. Gotta be smart about it, though, as that's going to be sent forward for Welbeck. He will head it back to Van Ginkel. 67th minute, Gemenon looking for the equalizer. Aquarion looking for a little insurance here. Thiago for the Whalers. He will pass it back to Affalay. Now Wendt here on the near side, trying to dribble it back towards the middle of the pitch. He's going to chip for Neymar. And once again, the two yellow jerseys sandwiching Neymar, not letting him get anywhere near that attempted pass. Danny Welbeck does a good job of maintaining possession here for Gemenon. He's going to give it down to Padoan. Back to Welbeck. Welbeck turns around Lucas, but he will decide to pass it to Van Ginkel instead. Van Ginkel wants to run in towards the penalty area. Tries to center one. Nice bicycle kick by Thiago to keep it out. He'll pass it forward for Gilardino. Good sustained offensive chances here for Gemenon, though. You kind of get the sense that that equalizer might come. Ball back to the middle for Tiago. Chipped forward for Affley. Or insurance. Well, Affley is through. Has to hit it. Nice diving save by Tim Howard. Rebound kept away. Giuseppe Mascara could not quite get his head to it fast enough before it was cleared away from the box. Pizzi wants to bring it forward now for Gemenon. Maybe looking to counter. He wants to drop it to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel has a better view of the pitch. He's going to send for Padoan. It was intended for Closa, but he whiffed. But Padoan was there to back it up, as Aquarion's back line will hold solid and clear it away. Here's Lucas now. Gives to Affley. Sends to Wendt here on the near side. Fogner picks him up. Two defensemen battling with it. Wendt coming a little bit forward, as Lucas tries to drive through for Aquarion. He's stuffed the first time. He's going to give it back to Wendt. Wendt back to Lucas. Aquarion just holding now, taking some time off the clock. Very patient and deliberate. Nice little ball down to Affley. Affley, can he get across in? He's going to try to send Wendt to the touchline, and that will go out for a goal kick. 74th minute now. Aquarion desperately clinging to that 1-goal lead. Gemenon looking for the same magic they found last week. Here's Padoan. Gives it up for Closa. Closa has it taken off his feet by Wendt. Wendt will dribble it back now to the middle. A lot of time on the ball here in the last couple minutes for Wendt. He's going to pass forward for Gilardino. Gilardino trying to come forward. Carlos Martinez will shoulder him off the ball, and Gemenon will retake possession here. 15 minutes plus stoppage time left to play. Here is Pizzi looking for something to do with it. He'll give it to Routledge. Routledge forward for Carlos Martinez. Martinez trying to take it to the corner. Lucas guarding him. A couple blue jerseys converge, and Lucas will just send it out of play. So maybe a chance here coming for Gemenon. Deep throw-in. It will go into Welbeck, corner of the area. Welbeck trying to dribble it back to the middle. Couple blue jerseys in front of him. Now he's going to turn it back to the outside. Chips, looks for Closa. Closa with the head, hit the crossbar. Another crossbar hit as Closa could not quite get it past the line. Here's Welbeck, still with possession though. Welbeck wants to dribble in this time. It turns, chips to nobody, and that will go out for an Aquarion throw. Wasted opportunity there. Welbeck thought he had Closa in the same spot. Closa instead made a run towards the goal line, and there was nobody able to pick up the attempted cross, and it will go out for Aquarion possession. See what they can do with that now. 79th minute. Might be to the point where Aquarion is just happy taking possession and running the clock down. Neymar maybe had other ideas, though. It looked like he wanted to drive in, never quite got there. Welbeck hits the Bachetti rather hits the deck hard from Welbeck. He will move it forward now for Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel trying to drive around his defender, gets to the line, tries to curve in across, did not get around the ball enough and sent it sailing wide. Big boot downfield, trying to take some more time off the clock, off the goal kick. It is won by Gemenon, however. 10 minutes left to play here. Tiago moves it through. Will be taken away by Gemenon. Closa possesses. They would love a big goal from their superstar Miroslav Closa. Has been pretty quiet today. Has found the post with his most recent attempt, but other than that, hasn't done a ton. Padoan, good job by the Aquarion defense of keeping the #1 pick of Gemenon off the score sheet. Lucas moves it forward now for Aquarion. He's going to take it all the way in himself, it looks like. Now sends the ball through to Tiago. Tiago has a run on net. Tries to take the shot. Got deflected a little bit, and an easy clearance for the keeper. That's all the way forward now for Closa. Closa may have an opportunity to go on the counterattack here. Zusi working him over, and a good defensive play there by Zusi to take the ball off of Closa's feet. Here's Van Ginkel. He wants to drive in towards the net. Nice little chip play, takes it away. 84th minute. Aquarion again holding on. Here's Fogner. Sends forward for Welbeck. Well, back to Padoan. Chance here for gemenon. Nice job by Went to come over, snuff that out. Fagner holds the line for gemenon. He's going to give it to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel's got a couple goals this year. He's unable to do anything with it because it's going to be cleared away. And Gilardino just wants to dribble this one as far down the pitch as he can. Take it as far out of the territory as possible. Here's Lucas now. Going to send it to Gilardino up on top of the pitch. Down for Lucas. gemenon needs to show a little bit more urgency here. Time is ticking away. 87th minute now. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left to play. Here's Padoan. Affolay doing a good job of shouldering him off the ball. It is eventually won by Aquarion, but not all the way out. Flag goes up, and a free kick going to be given here. So a dangerous opportunity for a set piece as Wayne Routledge will check out. Gomez will check in. Cahill will hit the set piece. It's a chip towards the top of the 6. The diving head by Closa is not able to connect, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Good opportunity there, just a game of inches, couple inches more. Closa probably can redirect that into the net. That's going to be chipped forward, attempted to be towards Gilardino. Howard easily able to come out and smother it as he waits for his team to get back into position before booting it downfield. One in the air by Aquarion. Here's Van Ginkel. Down to Padoan. He's going to chip forward for Gomez. Remember, Gomez, the substitute, has fresh legs, but Aquarion's defense is up to the task. That'll be passed all the way back to the keeper. Gomez holds the line for gemenon. Has the shot. Got deflected away. Again, Pizzi will hold the line this time for gemenon. Still not all the way out. Welbeck is going to be ruled offside. That one was close. That's one you hate to see. And this angle doesn't give a great view of it. Looked like he was equal from this angle, but the official's angle is better than ours. But that is a terrible time for a turnover. 90th minute, just 1 minute of stoppage time to be added on here. So it is now crunch time for gemenon to try to steal a point. Forward for Neymar. Neymar's going to dribble. He is all the way through. Neymar, a little stutter step. Howard comes out, gets the block. Neymar turns. Another save by Howard. Kind of flailing with his legs. Managed to get a piece of it and saved the danger. We're going to stop here. We have an injury. As we await the substitution to come on for the injury. Giardino is the injured player. Louth will check on for him. And a drop ball will be given back. It's going to be just hit out over the end line. May actually bring on the end of the match. Nope, official says there is enough time for this goal kick yet. So Howard will put it back into play with what almost will certainly be the last chance forward for gemenon. He airmails everybody, and Susi picks it up. Susi's pass intercepted by Pizzi, but that is going to be all that she wrote. Aquarion holds on, takes the 2-1 victory over gemenon here on Aquarion. 2 very good weeks in a row for Aquarion, 2 very good wins. Starting to establish themselves as one of the teams to beat here in the Colonial Football League. gemenon has to go back to the drawing board. 4-goal outburst last week, just 1 this week. Got to figure out how to make that offense a little bit more consistent. Take a look at some of the highlights here. There's that great diving save by Howard at the end. I don't know how Neymar didn't get that past him. Just sticks a foot out there and hopes for the best. Here are your final numbers from this one. 2 goals for Aquarion, 10 shots, 6 of them on target. Possession was right on 50-50. For gemenon, 1 goal on 4 shots, only 1 of them on target. That was, of course, the one that found the back of the net. Good defensive game for gemenon, though, 50 tackles. But in the end, it was Aquarion that came out on top. That is going to do it here for week number 3 of the Colonial Football League. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again next Friday.